Who killed the Red Baron? Professor Poutine here. Time for Mysteries Histories. Manfred von Richthofen, better known as the Red Baron because of his blood-red triplane that he would use screaming out of the sky to terrorize Allied airmen, was the best fighter pilot of World War I with 80 kills to his name, followed by René Fonck from France with 75 and Billy Bishop from Canada with 72. The Red Baron, though, was in a league all of his own. Von Richthofen had survived 3 years of aerial combat at a time when most pilots only lived about 2 to 3 weeks by following 3 straightforward rules. 1, do not pursue an enemy plane too long. Number 2, don't fly too close to the ground. And number 3, never get emotionally involved in your battles. For some reason, though, on April the 21st, 1918, the Red Baron would forget all of those rules, and it's what would cost him his life. On April 21st, 1918, the Red Baron's flying circus, his squadron, ran into a flight of Canadian pilots. And in that flight of Canadian pilots was a novice fighter by the name of Wilfred Watt May. Looking at the Germans coming at him, May shot at the first German plane he could see. Unfortunately for him, he just took a shot at the Red Baron's cousin. And for whatever reason, on that particular day, that enraged the Red Baron. And he went after May with a relentless fury, trying to hunt him down. You can imagine the terror in May, a novice pilot seeing the greatest ace in the war on your tail. He ducked, he wove, he tried to shake him, but nothing was going to shake the Red Baron. Trying to save his wingman, Canadian pilot Roy Brown dove down from the sky at the Red Baron and emptied a burst of fire into the Red Baron's plane, hoping to knock him out of the sky. But that didn't do it. But the Red Baron was not to be deterred. May, terrified, dove as close to the ground as he could in a last-ditch effort to shake the Red Baron, but the Red Baron inexplicably followed him all the way down to the ground. And at that moment, a burst of smoke came out of the Red Baron's plane, it wobbled, and it crashed into the ground. When Allied soldiers reached the plane, they found the Red Baron, his face had smashed into the console, and he was dead on impact. The question now was, who killed him? Well, Roy Brown, being the last pilot to actually open fire on the Red Baron, was given credit by the British government, and that's what the history book said for the better part of 80 years. But all that changed in the early 2000s, when the autopsy report of the Red Baron was found. And what the autopsy report indicated was that the Red Baron had been shot by a .303 Vickers bullet, which was entering his body from a low trajectory in his right shoulder and exiting out through his left chest. In other words, he was shot from the ground. Now, the only Allied unit within range of that particular fight was an Australian unit that fired Vickers machine guns. The 24th Machine Gun Company of Australia was led by this man, Sergeant Cedric B. Popkins, and he now, in the history books, gets credit for killing the Red Baron. Consider yourself updated.